All right, we're back in Second Peter chapter 1 verse 9. I really appreciate everyone being patient with me and getting just this out and getting this going. I really only got three more verses and I don't know, it's been a couple of weeks. It feels like it's just been one thing after another. So appreciate the patience. Appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. I really hope you do see that um, every verse in the Bible has something to it that we can apply. It's really kind of cool to see. And so we're going to go to verse 9. Like I said, we're going to get through verse 11 before we kind of maybe transition into something a bit different. But let's go ahead and read verse 9 together. For whomever lacks these qualities is so nearsighted. And I probably should pull up our background image there so we can see those qualities and also the timer. Ooh. All right. For whoever lacks these qualities, those are right here on screen, is so nearsighted that he is blind, having forgotten that he was cleansed from his former sins. 2 Peter 1:9. And so remember that this is actually to believers. So I think sometimes we forget about this. No, and first of all, let me say I did say this when I was preaching. I do not believe you lose your salvation. So when we talk about salvation, that's like the Christian word for believing in Jesus and then being able to go to heaven. Some people might take this and kind of move it a little bit to almost be like, yeah, see, you thought you were saved, you thought you believed, but you better watch out because you're not. And I don't believe that. I believe this is more of a warning, and similar to what we've been talking about before, that every day we kind of have to make that decision as a believer to die to what I want, like all the plans and things that I want, and I'm going to take a step into Jesus and see what he has for me. So open up my eyes to everything you have for me today, because I have all these things. I have all the worldly things that are hitting me all the time, and instead I'm going to put all that aside, and I just want to be with you. I want you to change me. And so we can get stuck in the world, all the stuff the world, even believers can get stuck with all the stuff in the world and kind of take a step towards the world, and maybe you start to kind of not pray as much, and you kind of go through a couple of seasons, and so then eventually those footholds eventually get you to a point where you are so nearsighted. Like, think about that. You're so nearsighted that you're blind as a believer, because you're only thinking about the here and now. You're only thinking about what's right in front of you, all the worldly things that are hitting you all the time, and you don't really have any room for God. You don't have any room for those things. And then actually think about like when you were saved, and how, and then even some of those seasons that you've had where you've really seen God working, and think about how easy it is for us to get so caught up in the here and now and what we're dealing with right today that we forget where God brought us from, where Jesus came and grabbed us out of. We forget like what he's done. And so that was really convicting for me, because I shared that previously of just me coming to faith late, and a lot of just stupid stuff that I didn't even realize at the time I was doing. And he saved me from all that. He saved me and opened up my eyes so I could see, wow, like I have a wife that I need to care for. I have a family that I need to, and I got to get rid of like all this stuff. He saved me from that. I don't know where I would be without it. So again, it's not that we lose our relationship with Jesus. We are going to heaven, and we'll talk a little bit about that in the next couple of verses here. You're still going to heaven. You believe in Jesus. You just got caught up. You got caught up in the things of this world, and you forgot. Like he had so much more for you but you were blinded. And so that's at least my interpretation. That's what I believe. I don't believe you lose your salvation. I believe what Jesus says is true. If you confess your sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us your sins, and he cleanses us from all unrighteousness. I also believe he says that he will never leave you or forsake you. So never. Never is the key word there. It doesn't matter. Never. So anyway, till I get verse 10 and verse 11 out.